Alright, everyone, welcome! I am excited because this thing, the Anson light attack, I have other versions of it that don't work. Not in the save though. This thing is awesome! Now, this is my 9th test, starting from last video. I did some... Not starting from last video. In between videos, I've done some testing to see if, it's worth a video. This is... So, the Anson here gets... It says 21.1. Its light attack is 20. I suppose that's from... I don't know what that's from. Anyway, the Anson gets a lot of these, and it can have some anti-air as well, which is good, all well and good. It also gets the armor, and then it gets the heavy battery too. This wins, as long as you have equal IC. This is not equal IC. So, right here, alright. The reason why we were losing was because the Renowns were... The Renowns could not win because they did not have enough light attack, no matter if you equalized the IC, the production cost. That was part of my tests. So, what I did, because I knew that the Anson had this slot available for light attack, I went up a tier, and I did the same thing for France. The thing about France, though, is that between the classes, they don't get any more light attack. They get an extra module slot, but you can't use that for light attack. You can only use that for heavy batteries. So, fill them all up, yada yada yada, light attack 3.8. Okay. This does not win. And it does not win because you can produce 2 of these per Anson. You can produce 2 of these per Renown. However, you can produce 1 before the next Renown is completed and before the next Anson is completed. So at points, your Renown and your Anson are going to be facing off against 3 opponents before they manage to before the next Renown or Anson is completed. And what that means is that the Renowns just can't win. Unfortunately. Tag. England. Poor Renown simply cannot win. It can't catch a break. I tried multiple things. The fast was the one that ended up getting the best results. Oh, excuse me, no matter what I did. And she just couldn't win. Which leads me to the thought process that I had earlier. What if they had an extra slot? And what this does is it roughly equalizes the fight. Now here we have a bunch of cannon fodders, and what we can do is say, Z, and we can show you that AI off weather. We'll keep weather on. It won't matter, the results will be the same. We will see real nice and quickly that the screens go down real damn fast, and the Anson is left all by itself and sinks. We don't want that. So what I did was I realized that this is a lot of DD sunk. We used to never get like one or two. More than one or two. So I decided this seems like it might work. And I added a few more destroyers. I didn't equalize it though. That comes later. AI results are going to be the same. Don't need weather. And here we can see that we get roughly the same results. Except this time we sink 10. Oh. This didn't happen before. What the fuck? Holy shit! RNGesus is on the Anson side. Wow, okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, that did not happen when I tested this before. Let's do that again. AI weather. Oh, is it because of the weather? Are the heavy cruisers less stable? Is that what's happening? Are they less stable in the water, therefore in anything other than in a flat calm they don't get the accuracy they need? Or is this just a fluke? Okay, this is more along the lines of the results that I got when I was testing this off camera to see if this was worth a video. Once again, that seems more like it. Now, that fucking last one, Jesus Christ. That was a fluke and a half. Well, we'll do a third one just for you guys. Should we do it without weather or with weather? We'll do it without weather. Yeah, they sink all of our crap, and then we take forever, and then we have to retreat. Yep, that's essentially the same thing. But without weather, that's an interesting one. AI, let's just leave it. Rainstorm. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, what about this one? I turned weather off for this one, right? Sorry, discovering new things! I mean, these are pretty much results that I was wanting to show you, just with a IC deficit. This is very much unexpected, but welcome. Okay, that was pretty much flat calm the entire way through. Right. Oh, but that just indicates that when you do get those spots of um, good weather, that the Anson will lose. So let's go to the main beef of the video. See, what you want to do in order to get consistent results is equalize the IC. So if you know that your enemy is producing heavy cruisers, produce an Anson, and then equalize it with 19 destroyers. Cannon fodder destroyers. Cannon fodder destroyers are this. I changed the name in between so that I have better organization. I also had a load of other tests, as you can see. The gunboat destroyer, whoops, torpedo boat destroyer, fleet destroyer, none of them worked. Oh, yeah, I can't forget the C-class too. Yeah, that's, oh, do I not have different versions? I tried a lot of things. I tried making a cheap C-class here, an expensive one, a fast one, a high light attack one. None of that worked either. AI on, AI off. Let's turn the weather off to simulate those bad portions of weather, and let's do 3 tests here. We go in. We start getting sunk, but we start sinking them, and that's not in and of itself too crazy, but we quickly start sinking more and more and more, and the destroyers will roughly cancel each other out because these guys lend in a whole lot of weight in terms of light attack. And this one, yeah, they cancel each other out at about there we go, roughly the same amount of time. And now we are dealing damage with our light guns. And yes, we are on very low HP, but they are retreating, and boom. Then we must retreat. And that battle result happens consistently. I've tried it a whole bunch of times because I did not want it to be a fluke. Flukes are bad. AI, weather. Go. And boom, and test number 2. At least for the video, I've tested this like 10 times. Same thing, destroyers run out at about the same time. 2 heavy cruisers retreat, we get 1 sunk. Boom. That's 2 out of 3 for the Anson. The Anson. Yes. We got an Anson. AI, weather. Oh. AI, weather. On, off. There we go. That was weird. That was not supposed to happen. And then, boom. Come on, I want to select this as well so y'all can see that as well. And pretty much the exact same thing happens. Very little RNG involved when the weather is turned off, it seems like. Boom. And boom. Okay, so cool. What happens? That's a proper scientific test. 3, at least. More is advisable. I have more. I don't have spreadsheets. Not like I do for a bunch of other things, but this is good enough. What happens when we turn the weather on? Do we get any harsh weather? What the hell? That is our first loss. Okay. Oh, and by the way, these have all been classified as defeats. These are actually wins because we get to keep our Anson and we sink one of theirs. The one that would have put us over the limit, right? Because it would have sunk our Anson otherwise, like what just happened. And if our Anson here is sunk, then what that means is they have a whole bunch of heavy cruisers, and then we have one Anson left, the one that gets produced after our first. I'm gonna have to make a separate. Or should I just do it in the? I don't know. I'm gonna have to make a video where I show you guys what I mean, because I. Okay. So let's just do it with the renowns. York. And then now fast. You look at it this way. February, you can do the math, right? February, October, and then this one gets, the second one gets produced after the renown gets produced. Before the renown gets produced here, and then if you're a smart, in this case France player, then you will hold off until you get 3 Yorks, and then you now know that your enemy's renown, as Britain in this case, is going to be all by its lonesome, and you can take them. You know that you can take them. Because you have way more IC than they do. And this would roughly be around the same IC here. This would also be roughly around the same IC. But one of these gets produced before the second one. 3 of these get produced before the second one of these gets produced. So if you're smart, then you... I'm repeating myself now. Hopefully you get that. You can do the math here. Make sure that you got the right date and stuff. Oof. And what happens with the weather? This is perplexing. Okay, so in April we start getting storms. Let's see. But that was a... Is it like the day-night cycle or something? What's going on here? bad weather penalty. Both nations have that. Let's switch over France for this test. Weird! Very, very weird. Does weather turn off like the day-night cycle or something? Is that part of weather? Because it would make sense that, Anson is one ship. Its firing accuracy becomes shit at night. But if weather is off and night is included in weather, then that would mean that the other ships, that would mean that the other ships, the heavy cruisers, because there are more of them, they're basically throwing more shit at the wall, which means that accuracy doesn't necessarily matter for them. And because of that, the heavy cruisers win. So sounds like you will definitely want to do night fighting. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Night fighting for battle cruisers, so that they have better nighttime stuff. Interesting. Okay. AI off. Let's not move, and let's wait till April. Okay, yeah, there we go. And let's actually save this as test number 12. And let's do the night fighting tag, France. Night fighting, so it's the same tag, England. Slightly rainy. Now, I don't know how the game calculates this, but if you have a bigger ship, then generally that means that you have a more stable firing platform. So, during bad weather, the Anson should have better accuracy with all of its fire than the light cruiser, heavy cruisers. Weather modifiers: rain, naval strike, naval hit chance, naval speed, naval detection. fleet speed while retreating. Whoa, already, dang. And then these guys are gonna get sunk pretty quickly, right? Ooh, this is gonna be the best battle yet, isn't it? We even still have... Oh, we don't have a bit of organizing. Yes! It is now May. Holy crap, that battle went on for a long-ass time. Okay. Okay. Interesting, interesting. And remember, these things are the same. These fleets are the same IC. So we have 720, 72, 78. By the way, I'm sorry for the last few videos. The math just doesn't show up. And then we have 714. Tag France. Oh. And so the English fleet ends up being a total of 20,844 IC, while the French fleet here ends up being, with this and then roughly the same, the 12 here, 714 IC destroyers, and then the Charles Martel. So Charles Martel, there are 3 of them, so 4,122 production costs, industrial capacity. That number times 3, and then the destroyers are a total IC of 714 for a total of 12 of those, and that equates to 20,934. So the Anson is beating out the Charles Martels here by 90 IC, which is basically nothing. Tag ink. Oh, whoops. AI off. Nothing else. And let's go. We're getting some pretty good storms that seem to be working in our favor. Certainly seems like we hate the night. But in situations like this, the Anson is going to come out on top because these guys took some torpedo hits. That's some extra damage. Boom. And the Anson is just going to stay on low HP until the very end of the battle because these guys can barely do any damage to her. Sink? No. Sink? No. Okay. That is the average battle result. And that is a win for us. Because now, that little extra heavy cruiser they don't have it anymore, and we're going to have another Anson by the time they produce their fourth one. And then to be competitive, they're going to have to produce a fifth one in order to have a chance of winning against the Ansons at that point. So, in conclusion, I think that we have found the battlecruiser that will kill shit. Hold on. Let me come up with another test just to see if the Anson can go up against a battleship. Alright, for our battleship, we are just modifying this Richelieu class, and we actually need to give it battleship armor. Whoops. 9.316, 9.316, okay. And that is good enough. Good enough armor? No, because it can be pierced by its own guns. And the Anson has the same guns, so... Battleship armor 2? Okay. That's not too much, is it? Yeah, what? This is more than... It's pretty much more than double the IC of the Ansons there. What was the IC of the Anson? Hold on. The IC of the Anson was 7,278. Okay. Interesting. So, that means that the IC of the Bretagne and the Richelieu haven't, or the IC of the Bretagne versus the Richelieu hasn't increased all that much. And this was the one that did better, so very valuable ship. Let's replace all of its AA with dual purpose. Get its speed up. We've got lower visibility because of raiding fleet. That's what we did here, right? Yes, okay. And this is a slightly more reasonable one. IC, AI, instant construction, and AI, and then we produce the Richelieu. One, send it to that one. We get the Richelieu, and then we do this. And tag England. Let's take all these except 4 out, and then tag France. All these except for 4. Train. Okay, so the IC of this fleet is 12,362. Meanwhile, tag England. The IC of this fleet, with the Anson at its head, is 10,134, which means that there is a 2,228 IC difference between the two fleets. What do you want to bet that the Anson is going to win? Let's see. Tag France. Z. Tag England. Control. And save test 13. Let's go. So, right off the bat, we have more light attack than they do. Sinking more. Oh. Ouch! Oof. Alright. That is probably due to the... AI. And let's do weather off. And let's repeat that test. See if we get the same results. Ooh, ouch. Okay. Ow. Ow. Holy crap. Oh, the Anson was so... Okay. Wow. Let's save, load. AI. And weather. Ah, okay. Yep, weather modifiers clear, nighttime counts as weather. Oh. Ouch. Okay then. Okay, so to even out the IC, we are going to have to add... We got 3 more destroyers. And that is going to be test 14. This should give the odds put the odds in favor of the Anson, because before we were basically just equalizing. And then, should we turn the weather off again? Weather off. Excuse me. They should run out of destroyers before us, and whoa. That was extremely unlucky. Okay, they just got a bunch of hits straight off. Alright. But the Anson survived. The Anson survived that one. Let's see. AI with... Here we go. Ooh, more RNG. Jesus Christ. Obviously, that's not going to happen every damn battle. So let's change the date by maybe like a month. Oops. Okay. Oof. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much as it should be, right? I mean, light attack. This is the one with all of the light, yep. Okay, well, let's on off, weather off. Let's test this a couple more times. Yep, same thing. Okay. Yep, okay. It's the armor in there. It's the armor. The armor is not scaling very well, is it? Yeah, this is the one that gave the Renowns the most trouble. And it has armor of this. And the armor on the Richelieu has changed from the armor on the Anson, which is still the Renown armor. And that's probably what's doing the Renown in, right there. Because it just can't get any damage from its hits. Despite it being able to dodge a shit ton. Let's try one more test. Fast. AI, weather, can I see? Does that little bit of extra speed help decrease the hit profile enough to fuck up the Jean Bart? Whoa. Whoa. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't see it, just replaced all of the light attack stuff there, and that's all I've done. Torpedo attack, go. Oof. No? Well, torpedoes are gonna be useless then. What the fuck? Okay then. Let's try this again. Which one is this? Glory of Sirius the Great. Oh, it's a Middle Eastern. Okay. Ouch. Buy torpedoes 28%. Come on, man. 10% done by torpedoes. Torpedoes are gonna have to do the rest. What's its HP? This is the Anson, yes, I know. But they should have around the same HP. Let's do this. 407, just about. Oof. But we're able to get out. It has no organization and barely any strength yet left, so that's why it wasn't doing a whole lot there. That is interesting. Okay, so both Ansons are inferior, but are inferior to the Jean Bart there. But The faster one is able to match it quite well as long as it has enough screens, and it's able to retreat. King George definitely would not do very well against the Anson. That's for darn sure. It doesn't have the guns, and it does not have the armor. Dang. Okay then. Well, what's the math look like on that then? You're able to produce roughly 75, so 75%. For every 2 of those battleships, you can produce 3 of the Ansons. And that should get you the win. Let's test that out, shall we? Last test, huh? Let's do it. Alright. Anson. We're doing light attack, yes. And you are fast. Let's not have you be fast. Let's have you be the design that can actually face off against the other shit. AI, weather, and IC. And we're going to need 12 for that, so we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't know why it does that. That's why it's doing that. Or maybe not. Okay. And then tag France. One, two, three, four. Let's make another jump back. And let's see. Three Ansons plus 714 times 12. 3,402 versus Richelieu's. Plus 714 times 8. Excuse me. And let's give the battleships a fair chance and equalize the IC. 8, 9, 12. Let's do 12 first off. So we got 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Tag England. And train up. Not in there. Alright, we're in battle, and we'll see what happens here. We should delete their screens faster, because we have more light attack than they do. And the torpedoes and our speed should play into the rest of it, right? Also, the multiple targets at the same time thing kind of helps. Okay. Are torpedoes doing any work? Zilch! Awesome! Despite having more. Oh, but we are causing them to retreat. And we sunk one, and that one's already gone. There we go. Cool! Hooray! Battlecruisers won! Let's do one more test, IC equalization, just to give the battleships a fair shot. Because we equalized the DDs, but not the other things. Hold on. You need to go there. Tag. AI. Weather. And IC. Tag France. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, 16, that is IC equalization. Tag England. So the battleship fleet costs, or the Anson fleet here costs us 30,402 IC, while the new Jean Bart fleet, Richelieu, yes, Richelieu fleet over in France. Whoa. Okay. That's too many Ansons. Goodbye. Tag France. Tag England. Okay. Okay. Ouch. Yeah, the multiple targets just isn't doing it for these, I keep wanting to call them Jean Barts because that's the name of one of the ships. Jean Bart, sunk by Anson. And then if we redo that, same results, right? AI, weather. Yep. Awesome. Whoops. I want to load that. Alright, we are back here. Now, this is a screen equalized fleet. We have our same Anson fleet here, except we have 28 destroyers. Can you guess what we're going up against? This fleet has a combined IC of 41,826. The French fleet has 7 heavy cruisers and enough screens to screen them all. Each one of these heavy cruisers should, or each one of the battle cruisers should be worth 2 of these. And because we have the battle cruiser that is able to combat more, combat 3 against 1, this should be a fairly even match. Now, this fleet costs 48,846. Now, actually, I should probably IC equalize because that's how we win in the other one. Tag in. Tag in. Hold on. Okay, we have now IC equalized. Once again, the French fleet has an IC cost of 48,846, and we now have an IC of 48,966. So we're a bit more expensive than they are by 120, but that's not a full destroyer. And in fact, just for the heck of it, let's get rid of this destroyer before... Okay, so now they have we have the advantage in terms of IC, meaning we have less IC, by 594. That is the difference. And we go. What the fuck? The battle cruisers just nope the fuck out of there. Okay then. What happens when they re-engage? They don't re-engage because... Okay. Tag France. Okay. Okay. Let's stop that. Get the fuck out there. I want a win here. Tag England. You as well. Never repair. Okay, so this is just going to whittle down the screens more and more. Ooh. Ouch. Okay. Yep. The amount of heavy cruisers there is immense. Why the fuck are we retreating, goddammit? Night fighting, naval refit yards, night fighting. Did they put any air up? I accidentally let the AI take control for a little while. Tag France. Did they put air up or something? No. Oh, tag France. Okay, tag England. So despite... Okay, let's try this. This way, the IC should be 28,854 for the CAs. And 21,834 for the battlecruisers. The Ansons. I forgot to turn off the AI, didn't I? Cool. Let's see how this goes, huh? Excuse me, battlecruisers are winning. Yep. Are they? Oh, always engage. Is that what's happening? Tag. France. Target sunk. Yeah, there we go. And battlecruisers win. Okay, so don't let your enemy get absurd numbers of heavy cruisers. Just a little tip there. This was icy equalized. But I suppose the heavy cruisers are just exponential growth. Okay, let's see how it goes now. I did a few more things and then eventually figured out that I set it to this. Did I? And off. Great. Alright. Awesome. AI with... Ooh. Okay, that's actually a pretty even fight. Until the end there. Hello? No? Alright. Goodbye. And what happened? Alright. Man. I wanted a great big showdown. But that's not happening. Let's, have something a little bit smaller. Tag France. Tag England. And let's watch the battlecruisers decimate now that they have nothing in their way. Right. Keep forgetting that shit. AI with France. Tag England. Yes! More. One more. Come on. There we go. repairing. Alright. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright. So what does all this mean? Well, this means that we're going to have to find another method. Because there is a certain point where the battle cruisers just end up being so, or the heavy cruisers just end up being so numerous that you're outnumbered in the battle cruisers by a hell of a lot. Just a hell of a lot. So, shit's going to depend on a lot of other shit. Perhaps with so few battleships on the Anson side here, we might be able to fill the entire thing with some sort of cruiser. Because we have so much IC to play with in terms of evening out the odds. Although I've tested that before on a smaller scale, and that does not bode well. Perhaps torpedo boats will do better. We'll have to see. I'll do that in the next one, because this one is already too long and I don't want to bother editing it. Have a nice night, day, wherever you are. Have a good, well, I suppose every part of the day is part of the day, including the night. Considering that a day is a 24-hour period, and 12 hours of which, depending on where you are during the year, are nighttime. So, have a nice day, everyone!